Let's see. One moment, please. No, that's not it. There we go. Okay. Like I said, my name is Kelly. This is Kelly's Wordy Reactions, and this is another installment of Politics Today. I'm going to read you an article that I found about how how Trump and Musk have shaken the federal workforce. Okay. Mm, I didn't bring any water for some strange reason, so I may have a hard time getting through this article. It looks a bit long. But this is an article by, what is this? Oh, CNN. And it reads, in less than 3 weeks, President Donald Trump and Elon Musk have upended the federal workforce, firing top officials, grinding billion-dollar agencies to a halt, and convincing tens of thousands of workers to voluntarily leave their jobs. Hello, if you're just now coming in, we're doing politics today and talking about how Trump and Musk, oh man, yeah, have shaken the federal workforce. Okay. And they say they're just getting started. The Musk led hostile takeover of the federal workforce has been applauded by Trump supporters, but it has sparked chaos, fear, anger, and multiple lawsuits from federal workers targeted by a Trump administration aiming to shrink the federal government and remove any elements Trump and his allies claim are hostile to the president. Hello, I said what I said. Are you talking about the Democrats trying to get the Department of Education into the part? This is about basically Elon Musk. So Elon Musk has basically taken over the the Treasury Department. So I'm sure you've heard about that. So him and several young adults that he hired, I guess, are basically just kind of have done a hostile takeover inside the Treasury Department where all of our information is stored, your social security information, your Medicare, your tax information, pretty much everything about you. They're just in there. And the way that he's done it, a lot of people are saying it's basically like a coup, because he's a billionaire and he's just inside our federal money system, basically. Just doing, nobody really even knows what all he's doing. He says, at first, he said he was cutting off different payments and stuff like that. Then they told us that he actually didn't have the power to do that. He only has read only access. But that was said after public outcry. So nobody knew what he was doing in there. So it's no telling what all he's downloaded. He has government contracts. He can see everything. Um, and he's in there with a group of young adults that he hired, hackers, racist. One of his racist hackers resigned because of some things that was found on his social media that he tried to delete, but people saw it before he could get rid of it. So yeah, that's what's going on in the Treasury. Okay, so let's see. I think I read that. Okay, some of the most sweeping changes attempted have been stymied by the courts, at least for now. A federal judge paused a Thursday deadline for the so-called buyout offer while more proceedings on the program's legality played out. That followed earlier federal court rulings halting a sweeping federal spending freeze and limiting Musk's allies' access. That's where they talk about that, to a highly sensitive payment system at the Treasury Department. But yeah, but what happened before they claim that they've limited anything? I mean, it's just been so much madness going on in there. I'm gonna try to get through this article, but um, okay, still, Musk moves have come at a dizzying pace, from demanding access to sensitive payment systems and government personnel or personal data to the dismantling of the U.S. Agency for International Development, where most of the agency's employees are being placed on leave in order to return in order to return to the U.S. For international development. Okay, so they're saying where most of the Agency for International Development, where those employees are being placed on leave in order to return to the U.S. The turmoil inside of the government, though, for the first 19 days of the Trump presidency has shown how an empowered Musk, who took a sledgehammer to Twitter's workforce when he bought the social media site, has been able to make unprecedented moves inside the federal bureaucracy. Those who have attempted to resist the handpicked employees Musk installed at Doge have been swiftly swept aside. So he's got there has been resistance to this, but uh, basically nobody's been able to get these people out of there. Some of the biggest potential impacts of Musk's newly created Department of Government Efficiency have come from the Trump administration's buyout or deferred resignation offer to most of the federal workforce, which the Trump administration says will allow them to leave their jobs but be paid through the end of September. The memo sent to 2 million, wow, federal workers making the offer was titled Fork in the Road, the same subject line emailed to Twitter employees in 2022. Okay, on Thursday night, hours after the judge paused the effort, a White House official said at least 65,000 people had opted in to the deferred resignation program, which is roughly 3% of the workers who received the offer. The White House has said its reduction target is deeper, seeking between 5% and 10% of employees to resign. And Trump administration officials say they're planning sweeping layoffs for those who didn't take the buyout as part of the effort to massively scale back the size of government. The downsizing of the federal government will have impacts far beyond Washington because the majority of federal workers live outside the nation's capital, including tens of thousands of federal workers in red states run by Republicans. Trump's effort to purge what he views as personal or ideological opponents from the government has gone well beyond the actions of Musk. Acting agency leaders across the government have quickly fired senior officials at several agencies, as well as specific groups, including employees who worked in DEI offices and Justice Department officials involved in prosecutions of the president. Oh man, a broad purge. What are you saying? Let's see. Elon is breaking the Logan Act law. He better slow his roll. He The problem is, I feel that the damage has been done when he got in there and was able to access the information, because how quickly can you just download everybody's information? I don't know, but it's usually not necessarily a long process. He knows what he's working with. He brought a team of computer specialists in there with him. So what does it take to just download everything and put it on some type of a server, backup server, and have the information? Even at whatever point they do enough lawsuits and whatever it is that they need to do to finally get him out of there, he's already, they've already been in there now for several days, probably going on a week now. I think it was like last weekend that started. So, whatever, all of our information that he wanted to get to use however he decides to, um, that damage is done. No security clearances. It's it's terrible. Like, he's not really an employee. He's like appointed by Donald Trump. So nobody's paying him. I guess he's paying his team. Um, but yeah, nobody has any type of clearance. That they're saying that this is illegal. But if it's illegal, why is he not being arrested or something? I mean, I just I don't really understand. I really don't. I'm gonna read a little bit more of this article. Uh, okay, yeah. A broad purge. Most of the approximately 2.4 million people who work for the federal government were offered a deferred resignation. So you're getting ready to rid of the whole government? 2.4 million people. I'm I don't get this. Um, this article says most of the 2.4 million people were offered a deferred resignation, though there were some initial exceptions, including postal workers, military personnel, and those in positions related to immigration enforcement and national security. So all he wants to keep is the post office, the military, the post office, and immigration enforcement. Oh, and national security. I guess that's whoever secures him. That's all he wants to keep. All right. Some national security officials were allowed to take the buyout. The CIA sent the offer to its entire workforce. A judge put a block on that offer for the government buyout. Yes, I read that. Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to get to that. I saw and heard about that yesterday. Look, you don't need the CIA, sir? Oh my gosh. Some national security officials were allowed to take the buyout. The CIA sent the offer to its entire workforce at the direction of CIA Director John Ratcliffe. Federal agency supervisors were recently sent an email that would allow them to make the case for keeping certain federal workers off firing lists, CNN has learned. The email reads like a survey, giving the supervisors specific criteria to consider when deciding whether to retain or not retain an employee. Criteria to consider, in quotes, includes employees who possess unique specialized skills or knowledge, the email states. Other examples of exemptions from the firing list include cybersecurity staff, on-scene emergency and disaster assistance coordinators, and emergency management specialists. This is so dumb. This is so incredibly dumb. If you only keep the high level skilled people, who's going to do the lower level jobs so the high level skilled people can keep doing their high level skill? So you're going to have the high level skilled people doing everything. They're not going to be able to get anything done because they're going to be inundated with administrative duties. Unique specialized skills, cybersecurity, emergency, disaster assistance coordinators, emergency management specialists. So it sounds like he doesn't think that there's any support staff needed ever. They need to invoke the 25th Amendment and get Agent Orange out of there. Oh, look at how much damage he has caused, and it hasn't even been a month. Well, okay, I'm gonna let me see. This talks about the resignation offer, and the judge has like tabled that the judge only was able to um, give it like a temporary type of a stay. So I'll get off of that. But last night I was on TikTok, right, and looking at how many people on TikTok were saying things like, um, and when I say people, in this case, mostly people that look like Donald Trump. So they were saying, oh, people are waiting on us to say that we regret this decision. We don't regret this decision. This is just exactly what we voted for. We knew what we were voting for, and we are getting what we voted for, and we're happy. So it's I don't know, it's pretty much like a civil type of a war, like that's being stated on probably mostly on social media. People are really standing up for him and what he's doing, even though if this was a Democratic um president that was doing this, they would probably already be in Washington or wherever the treasury is with their firearm. Like, if this was a Democratic person doing this and allowing, I don't know, Bill Gates to come in and just, have all of our information and stuff, somebody would already have gone over there and, you'd see another army come out, a whole other army. But because, this is, I don't know, I feel like the Democrats try to play by the rules, and they see that these Republicans are just like, all of the rules don't matter. Like, when they want to win, none of the rules matter anymore. They don't care about these rules. Let's see. You said the planes are going down because he got rid of all the FAA people with the experience other than another plane. Yes. Yes. And I thought, really, there's another article about that. But yeah, there's a missing plane in Alaska. And this definitely not a coincidence. And I just don't see, I guess this is just the hill to die on for people that are Republicans and MAGA, Donald Trump, MAGA people. I guess this is like the hill to die on, because it is so, I mean, people are saying this is a coup. He's trying to create a dictatorship. He's fascist, all this stuff. And, all of the they, he got that guy voted in, Vought, that wrote or at least wrote part of this Project 2025, which I'm going to consider going through it. Or going through their website to see, like, I know it's supposed to be what he's running on. Like, people are saying he's running on, he's doing all of the initiatives of Project 2025. And I did go to the website and I saw that he definitely is doing a lot of the things that is on Project 2025, but I wanted to take like a little bit deeper look at it so I could really see what all is entailed. But this guy so he's saying he's doesn't have anything to do with Project 2025, yet he's doing all the initiatives. And the man that wrote it is now in the office. The Republicans voted him in. So he's now in the office that he needs to be in to get a lot of these things done that he put in Project 2025. So it's just like, and then you have, all of these people that are Republicans saying, and MAGA supporters saying We're good. He's doing what we I saw this one lady on TikTok. She said, I don't care if eggs get to be $20. That's just what we're gonna have to deal with while we have to deal with it because he's doing everything that we voted him in to do. So promises made, promises kept. We don't care what we have to go through. So this is what they're doing to attempt to get the America that they want to see. Yeah, I mean, I know some of the MAGA people, yeah, because I feel like if it's not just directly affecting them in a horrible kind of a way, they still don't regret it. I think when it comes to affecting them like directly, those are the people that are really regretting that they didn't really pay attention to all the initiatives. But most of these people are like, yeah, we know we might have to suffer for a while, or at least some of them. Like I just looked on TikTok to kind of see what the general consensus was out there. And a lot of people are like, I don't regret it. I don't regret my vote. I'm happy. He's doing everything we asked him to do. Yeah. Well, I think Donald Trump denied that he was doing Project 2025, but he's doing Project 2025. That's exactly what he's doing. Oh, yes. If you're here, please hit the like button and like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Um, I wanted my live to be longer, but I got in the car and then I needed gas. So I was like, oh, let me run to the gas station real quick. So my live is going to be a lot shorter than I wanted it to be. That's what I said too. I said what I said. I feel like, yeah, you're happy now, but when he got up there and started talking about owning Gaza, right? Okay, if people are so worried about where spending is going and you really don't want spending going to all these other places, then how do you justify him talking about, oh, we should just own Gaza? Not that that's really going to actually happen, but who knows? But how can you justify owning Gaza and rebuilding it, and now you're just going to redirect money to somewhere else? You're still the people that are so concerned about where their money is going and all this foreign aid and whatever else. Personally, I think that, people think that there's a lot of people of color in the government that benefit from having government jobs. And I think that's why they want the government gone. I really, really do. And I feel like I've heard that alluded to in his last presidency. Um, but yeah, you couldn't be worried about foreign spending because your president is talking about going to Gaza and rebuilding it into some type of a Riviera. So don't forget about Panama, Canada, Greenland. They say you wanted to take over. Yeah, everybody is full of it. I said what I said. These people are full of it. I think they just think, he's a good leader. He's going to lead us to where we want to go. He's going to get us the things we want. He's going to get rid of the people that we don't want to have to deal with, and whatever we have to put up with, we'll just put up with it. Like, say that because that's what you're really saying. Because as soon as you say what you have him in the office for, he goes the other direction. He's a hypocrite. He does just exactly what he said that he was trying to not do, or he was trying to get rid of, and then he goes and adopts it in another area. So people just want somebody that they feel is going to get them what they want, and they don't care what he says or what he does. um So I don't know. I feel like they should just say that. Be honest. But okay, I gotta go back for the last little bit of the day. But thank you all so much for joining me on this quick live, this politics today. I'm gonna be keeping up with it. And there's a lot of new Nesto stuff going on, so I may talk about that. So anyway, we'll see, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Thank you.